Hey everybody, I am here tonight with the game Brazil Imperial, which is a game from Portal Games. As you can see, I haven't even taken it out of the shrink yet. I've had it for a little while, but I've been just busy and haven't been able to get to it. But I wanted to stream tonight something, so I thought, you know what, let's unbox this and set it up, and maybe for Wednesday night next week, I can actually play this. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna unbox it right now and just hang out. And if anybody has questions, we can kind of look at it together and just check out this game. So here is Brazil Imperial. It says it's a 100-minute game. I did get to check it a little bit at Gen Con, but I didn't get to sit down for like a full game. I just talked to a couple people real quick. Um, so I was really looking forward to it after I saw it there because it looked really great on the table. I just haven't had a chance to play it. Um, so here we have a rule book. Let's just set that over there. Brazil. Okay, rule book. And there's a bit of history there. All right. It says thousands of years ago, the territory we today called Brazil was inhabited by many peoples, and it was the descendants of these ancient peoples who, on April 22nd, 1580, witnessed the arrival of the Portuguese by sea. These visitors would baptize the lands unknown to Europe as Ilha de Vera Cruz, Island of the True Cross. The first encounter between these two worlds was here on the beaches of that safe harbor. It was a great surprise for the local indigenous tribe to see those huge ships floating on the ocean. So it was for the Portuguese astonished to see so many naked, painted people with such apparent innocence. The Portuguese offered them a red cap, and in return the natives gave a feather headdress. Despite not understanding a word of what was being said to each other, they spent most of the day together. With the awe felt between the two worlds not yet talking to one another, there could be little more than these exchanges. And then it has stuff about Tabarica here and Dom Pedro the First. So this person lived from around 1480 to 1490 until 1562, and this person lived from 1798 to 1834, only 36 years. Um, it's got more information. It was close to the end of the afternoon of September 7th, 1822, when on the banks of the Ipiranga River in Sao Paulo, Dom Pedro I learned of the orders from the Portuguese Cortes for him to abandon Brazil and return to Portugal. Rather than comply, he famously shouted, "Independence or death," and in doing so, severed Brazil from the Kingdom of Portugal definitively. The Empire of Brazil was born at that moment, but the birth pangs of this land's newfound freedom would not last months, but decades. Um, so there's information about them. That's cool. And then there's other people throughout here. Dom Manuel the First, Dom Alfonso Henriquez, Princess Isabel of Brazil, Andre Rebucas, Dom Pedro II, Dom Oba II, Count Donna Leopoldina Maria Quintera de Jesus. Yeah, lots of people in here. I'm gonna enjoy reading through that. I wasn't expecting that. Um, Lots going on there. Very cool. So that is there. So a bit of history. Nice to see that. So this is a kind of 4X game blended with a Euro game. 4X standing for explore, exploit, expand. I always forget what the fourth thing. I always forget next. Let's read here. A message to the players. Salutation, most noble players. I pray that this letter finds you well in both body and spirit. No doubt you have heard the announcement regarding the unexpected discovery of a new world. It is in regard to this very topic I felt compelled to pen this correspondence, so you may play a part in this historic episode. I've been told that this shall be a strategic contest for as many as 4 players, in which the participants who secures the greatest quantity of victory points shall be given the Emperor's crown of this as yet terra incognita. So expand your territory by placing constructions on the map included within. You've been provided with our most accurate and detailed hexagons while concurrently improving your forthcoming actions through the manufacture of new products. Bear in mind, noble players, the myriad unexplored areas of the map will be of great benefit to the brave adventurers willing and able to forge a path to them. Such acts of courage may require a sizable army to protect these forays into the unknown. New cities, new buildings. Okay, there's a lot there. So the goal, okay, here's the pieces. Let's see what it says about pieces. 4 large land tiles, 8 small land tiles, 2 water tiles, 9 small water tiles, 1 common board, 32 resources, 26 assets, score pad, 4 tokens, 24 palaces and 8 mansions, 20 military units, 4 player boards, 5 monarch boards, 12 action tokens, 24 painting cards, 24 mission cards, 20 gold cards, 24 combat, 24 products, 50 building tiles, 8 city tiles, 18 exploration tiles, and 4 capital tiles. So the goal of the game is each player will accumulate victory points as they develop their empire. These points, represented by Imperial laurels ranging in value from 1 to 5, are tallied at the end of the game using the provided score pad. Gameplay takes place over 3 eras, starting with era 1. For the game to advance to the next era, a player must announce completion of their current mission card. When a player announces completion in the 3rd era, the current round is played out and the game ends. The gold star symbol present on era 3 mission cards serve as a reminder that they trigger the end of the game. Victory points are tallied at the end of era 3, and player with the most is declared winner. So there's a rule summary here too. Player's turn consists of 2 phases: an action phase followed by a movement phase. Action phase: perform 1 action, placing their action token onto an available action arch on their player board. Here, okay. If payment is required, science can be used in lieu of gold, or resources, and gold can be used in lieu of any resource. Movement phase: the player may perform 1 free movement by moving 1 of their military units already on the map to an adjacent hex. They may also perform an additional movement if their selected action arch permits. When a player moves a military unit onto a hex occupied by an opponent's city, building, or a military unit, combat will be initiated. Upon completing their movement, the current player's turn ends and the next player's turns begin. Turns are taken in clockwise order. As soon as the player announces and shows they have completed their mission for the current era of the game, and all players must advance to the next era. First, each player places their action token face down below an action arch of their choosing, adding the bonus depicted to the benefits of that arch for the rest of the game. Then all players receive a new action token corresponding to the new era. All right. Despite the simplicity of the player's turn, there are still many options to weigh. I bet you there are. Don't be concerned if everything isn't clear after the intro. The rules will be explained in more detail. And then example of map. And we're going to come back to that and just go ahead and do a setup here in a second. Player board. Very nice. Example shown there. Action tokens. Player turn. Action arches like deploy, painting, build, building quick reference. Additional movements are explained over here. Products and arch upgrades, assets and resources, production, buildings and cities, the gold foundry plantation. It very much has a video game look to it, and I like that. Looks kind of like an old video game where you're kind of sandboxing. Paintings. There are 24 painting cards in the game. Many portray historical figures who will confer special abilities and victory points to their owner. Okay. Some have a one-time effect. Others can be activated multiple times during the game. And that's why there's more information on these people in this book, because they are paintings. I like it. Gold cards, 20 total gold cards in the game. They can be obtained in 3 ways, mainly. Trade actions, upgraded harbor actions, and once when Palace 3 is placed on the map. Many gold cards provide extra action for the player to take during their turn. Gold card has the same value as 1 gold and can be used to pay for anything that requires gold or resources. It's probably not a great use of a gold card, I'm guessing. Exploration tiles, those are very colorful. monarchs, military units, combat, combat aftermath, and seized tiles, combat cards, palaces, capitals, mission cards, and eras. End of the game and scoring. The end of the game is triggered and is represented by a gold star. It is triggered when someone completes and reveals a mission card from era 3. When the current round ends, so does the game. So fairly simple play. It looks like just complex decision making based on what's out on the board. Choose assembling map scenarios. Choose one of the following scenarios designed for the appropriate play count. Assemble it. The large land tiles are identified by letter A through D on one side, W through Z on the other. So there's a solo challenge. And then these different ones. So like these are for 2, these are for 3, these are for 4. Just some different setups. Empire of Brazil. San Francisco, Treaty of Tordesillas. All right. Okay, let's set up. Let's see what we have to do for setup. So choose a map scenario from pages 22 to 24 for the correct number of players and assemble the map in the center of the table. Randomly place capital tiles face down. Okay, so we have to choose. I think we only have one choice if I'm going solo. So let's read about this solo challenge. The Dutch Battle of Guararapes. The Dutch want to become the kings of sugar, but the empire has plans to deal with the invaders arriving in the state of Pernambuco. To win, you must complete these 3 objectives before the end of round 20. Advance the game to Era 3 by completing missions from Era 1 and 2. Have all 5 military units deployed and on the map. And seize the Dutch capital. In this challenge, you can attack the enemy capital. Use the green player board, its corresponding pieces, and a matching monarch. Assemble the map as shown below, placing Green Palace 1, Orange Palace 1, and Orange military units on the map as indicated. Then complete the rest of the setup as usual via page 6. Solo mode uses the same rules as a multiplayer game, but enemy military units do not attack. They will defend themselves from your attacks using some of their combat strength plus 1 combat card for each more orange military unit on the hex. Their combat cards are drawn, revealed, and applied by the player following the same sequence as outlined on page 18. Tip: keep track of the number of turns on a sheet of paper or with a 20-sided die. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so let's set up. So we just need A and B and set up like this. Let's see here. There's our Imperial board. That's just a single thing. Set that up over here. What are these? Let's go back here. These are monarchs. Each player places their chosen monarch to the left of their player board. Okay. So let's set these to the side for a second. Okay. Oh, these are double-sided. Okay, good to know. Okay, so we're going to set the monarchs to the side for a second. And punch out some small land. I think that's the small land. Yeah, that's the small land. Okay. That's small land. And these are things to discover. We have something on the other side. Those are called, let's make sure we call things by their correct names. Go ahead and punch everything out and then come back to that exploration tiles. Okay, so and then we have building tiles and city tiles. Set those to the side. These are nice thick tiles. It's nice. More exploration tiles and small land tiles. And more city and building tiles. Those are different on this side. So this side is black and white. This side is colored and has points. Okay. Then we have water and more exploration. And the water, the large water is the same size as the small land. So that's interesting. And small water is just a single hex. Okay. And these are, let's see, what are these? These are player boards. There's player boards and monarch boards. So they just show the logo on the back. That looks like the 4 player boards. There's 4 player boards, and then there's 5 monarch boards. Come back to that also. All right, here is our big land that we're going to need. I think we need A and B. So I think that's A. Let's see here. A. Yeah, and then B will be okay, A is going to be like this, and then we're going to put B along this side. But we'll put that there and get ready for that. And some more small land. And these are, what are these? These are more building tiles. Okay, more building tiles. Oh, these say trading post. Okay. I can see that. There's a very small little script right down here. It says trading post. And all right, and then we have error 1, 2, and 3 markers that are just these little tiny little markers like this. There we go. So it's a spyglass, a ship, and a locomotive. And there's the gold star on that. Okay. More exploration tiles. Oops. I got the dropsies. This is a capital tile actually. First action. Okay. Capital tile. And don't miss the little +1 down there. If you're punching this out later. There's another little +1. More 1, 2, 3 era tokens. That's probably for each player. Yeah, there's 12 of those. Those are called action tokens. Another capital tile. Here's our B. So B is going to go like that. and then we'll get our other stuff set up in a minute. And these are farms, is what these buildings are. Continue on. Farms. And more exploration, more small land. Right. How many more do we have to go? This is C. We'll set that to the side. D. C and D, another large lands, but we don't need that for solo, so I'm going to set that to the side for now. Small land. More action tokens. More exploration, another +1 token. And another capital. These are gold foundries. These are gold foundries. I think there are names on those other buildings. I couldn't really, but they say the same ones. These ones coming up, so I'll read these out for you. These are, let's see here. Take our action tokens out first and our +1. Okay, so we have, these are academies, is what these are. The blue buildings are academies. Yeah. Right. More exploration tokens, hexes. More exploration and another capital. And there's our score pad. All right, fine. And there's our cards. We'll come back to that in a minute. Oh, nice insert. Has room for everything. Go through this. Hopefully out. I know, let's see here. So I think we're going to need green and red. What one of us to set up. I don't know if we'll need the rest. We'll see. Take a look at some of these though. Then we'll setting up. Okay. So let's go back to, we have military units and palaces and mansions. So let's go back to setup here for the solo game. Here we are. We had to put the green player board. Okay, so we're going to use the green player board and its matching monarch. Which means, and these are hard to see. Because the colors, interesting, the colors are blue, red, orange, purple, and green. So hopefully, I don't know if there is another symbol or anything that differentiates that. I guess there's a ship here. They have different backgrounds. So the green one is the one with the ship over here, the mountain over here, jungle over here. While the red, orange one has a large ship here, white buildings here, kind of brick colored buildings here. The purple one has a long wall across here. If you're having trouble seeing those colors. And this one kind of has a fortress, castle type of thing with an older city, European looking city here with a river going along here and then mountains over this direction. So if you have trouble with those colors, hopefully that helps. But I'm supposed to take the green one and let's see here. There's a green. And okay, use the green player board, its corresponding pieces, and a matching monarch. So here's where I was going to choose a green monarch anyways, I thought, because collect one science and earn one VP for the first and second missions you complete. I don't know if that's good. This one is for the first 3 buildings on forest. Collect 1 resource, second 1 gold, third 1 science. That for the first paint acquired in each color, collect a resource, a gold, and a science. When deployed for the first time, collect archer or cannon, 1 resource, monarch or dragoon, 1 gold card. Nah, he is responsible for modern Brazil as such, so we'll pick that one. Dom Pedro the first. All right, that's our monarch. I'll return the others to the box. And then place 1 green palace, 1 orange palace, 1. Okay, so I need a green palace 1, which is, looks like it's this one. So this is a green palace 1. Green palace 1. There we go. Okay, and we're supposed to place that here. And then let's keep my other pieces to the side here. Let's see what we got. Lots of different buildings. Monarch piece that kind of looks like a mill. It's cool. Maybe I can zoom in here a little bit for you. Okay, let's see. Here you go. Here's some of the pieces. Let's get it so you can see better. Here we go. There's some of the pieces. And here is that that palace one. And little houses, cannons, horse, maybe a church, museum or academy or something like that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is yet. Okay, so we have different pieces. And then going back to setup, we have for the red orange player. I think they call it red. It looks way more orange to me, but oh no, it did say orange. It does say orange. Okay, so for the orange player, orange 1 palace and orange military units. So these are military units too, these weird flaming ones. Okay. I wonder if I have more. Oh, we'll see. Okay. All right. So we need that same palace. Oh, it has a different. It does have a different shape here. That's kind of cool. This one has a rectangle in it. This one has a circle. I wonder if the other palaces have something different. I'm gonna look real quick. Let's see the other palaces. This one's the same. So why is that one different? That's weird. All right. Purple is the same though. It's the purple palace. And here. Oh, blue is markedly different. I'm not even sure which one is. Oh, probably that one. It's got a little modification. It's different. Okay, that's different. All right. So Orange Palace 1, and then it's military units as indicated. So it's going to go here with the horse. And the cannon goes in the same spot. And these burning buildings are going to go here and here. And then the crown is going to go there. Okay, and then we'll just set these to the side. Orange for now. Don't think we do anything else with them, but that's team species. And check. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we're set up on the map here. Same rules as multiplayer game. Enemy military units do not attack. They defend themselves from your attacks using some of their combat strength plus 1 combat card for each orange unit on the hex. Okay, so that's it for setup for the solo that way. But then we go back here to page 6 and do the rest of what it tells us to do. Okay, we have some other things here we'll go ahead and get out and take a look at. Let's take a look at what else we have here. We have. Oh, I thought those were just stamped, but they're not. They're cut through. Okay. So we have gold pieces. Gold pieces. We have sugar cane. That's the kind of cylinders. And we have what's the brown ones? The brown ones are Brazil wood. That makes sense. They're same kind of cylinders as the sugar cane, but they're brown. I would have to pull up my colorblind checker to see if people can actually tell the difference between those because they are the exact same piece other than color. So I hope you can. That would be unfortunate otherwise because it would have been easy to just make those little logs or something instead. Like, oops, hold on. No. Well, I just lost a piece. I lost a cotton, which is shaped like this. That does have a different shape. I'll have to find that piece of cotton. And then finally we have coffee beans, which are red and kind of look like lemons in shape. I'm gonna have to find that piece of cotton in a minute. There it is, cotton. All right, lots of different resources there. Push that up there. Let's see what else we have. I think we went over most everything. Oh, products. We do have products. Squares, pentagons, and octagons of products. They're not telling us what the products are. They're just different kinds of products. Okay. So let's look at those real quick. Some little pink pentagons. These, what are these? Octagons. Oh, these are six-sided. So these are hexagons. Oh, these are science. That's what these are. These are science. So these go up here with these, even though in the same bag as the product. Science. But there are our cubes for products, pentagons. Those are actually orange and pink pentagons, if you can't tell. It seems unfortunate. And here's our octagons. I don't know that it will matter, though. I haven't played yet, so I don't know. And some light and dark and white cubes, and okay, so that's all that. So we basically have products and resources and assets. Let's open some cards and see what we have. Let's see if I can do this a little better. Let's do this. Here we go. I'm gonna. Here we will open some cards right here and put them on there so we can see them. Actually, usually have my knife with me, and I don't right now. All right, here are some cards. What does it say about cards here? We have gold cards and combat cards that are these little cards. Take a look at the gold cards first. The gold cards can either be spent as gold or they give you different things. Like this one says, be the player with the most churches at the end of the game. Deploy your monarch, paying its cost for an extra action. That one's coronation there. There's that cathedral. Discovery, exchange one resource for a science, extra action. So they're initiate a combat and win. Reveal this card immediately after winning the combat, earn 3. So they're going to give you different points or do different things to help you get points, basically. Or you can use them as a gold resource. That one, oops. That one says initiate. That's initiate combat and win. Build a farm, paying its cost for extra action. So that's gold cards. Let's take a look at some of the combat cards. Enrique Diaz, combat strength of 2. Tomandare, combat strength 2. MQ of Herval. Your opponent loses 2 victory points if they are using cannons or grenadiers, otherwise +1 CS. I don't know. We'll have to see how these all work. There's some that say surrender. These are when defending, you may pay 1 gold to the attacker to use this card, cancel the combat, and move the attacker's units back to their original space. That's interesting. And camp, pay resources to increase your combat strength. There's 4 of those. And Sepedirahu. If you lose the combat, your opponent keeps only 1 unit on that space. The rest are defeated and +1 CS for those. And then these last 4 are just strength, which add +1 combat strength. All right, so that's combat cards. These are all kind of mini size cards. And then we have some standard, maybe bridge size cards. Take a look at those. So we have some agriculture related cards: agriculture, land grant, monarch, entrepreneur, visionary, commerce, weapons master, and explorer. So they're all different cards. So these are era 1 cards is what they are. There's era 1 cards, do different things, have different, I believe those might be yep, those are the requirements for them. On 2 paintings and 2 farms is what that one is. So those are requirements down there on those. Those are some era 1s. Here's some era 2 ones. Like this gold mine is have 3 units on the map, own 1 city, and 2 gold foundries. They seem pretty simple to kind of figure out what you're going to do with them and then move forward. And then we have era 3. Remembering the era 3 stuff is how we end the game. And here's that. Jesuit College. Own 5 paintings, 2 manufactured octagons, and 2 churches. That would be an example of an era 3. And then, what are these cards called? These cards are a little bit different. Era 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I'll have to look up. Let's find out together what these cards are. There's some different cards here. These ones have different people. Oh, are these the paintings? These might be the paintings. I don't know. The Sea Dragon. Guaycuro. Your monarch can take other units along with it when moving. I think these might be the paintings. That looks like the paintings, yeah. I think that's the paintings. Okay. And yes, those are paintings. Okay, so the paintings are these cards. Interesting. All right. So going back to setup on page 6, we'll finish setting up now that we know what all the components are. And make sure that okay, so we assembled our map. Put that back over here. There we go. We assembled our map, and now we are going to place capital tiles face down on the indicated hexes, ensuring that the first player tile is included that has a 0 on the back. Oh no, that is component 0. First player icon. Okay, the first player icon is on page 20. I don't know why they didn't just put it next to there. First player icon on page 20. Okay, so it's this one. This thing that looks like this. Which would be, I guess that makes sense. That's this icon. So we're going to take that one. Symbol the map and some random place capital based on indicated hexes and sure. Okay, so how do I know what an indicated hex is related to this? B, 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 B. I'm guessing the places that just have but is it different in solo? I don't know. It doesn't seem to make that super clear. Sure. I think there are these places where there are these cities. So I will just take 2. I don't know what the other one is. I'm going to put one underneath my palace and one underneath the orange palace over here. And randomly place exploration tiles face down on all cloud-covered hexes marked by a question mark and return the rest to the box. Okay, so there's 4 exploration. I don't even know what these were because I wasn't looking. Other than that, they are exploration hexes. Okay, so we have that. And now place the common board near the map. I think this is the common board. Yep, here's our common board. We're going to place that near the map. So combat cards, gold cards. Oh, it's just different decorations. I like the one with the anteater. How many is the side with the anteater? All right. And shuffle and place the combat cards, which we took a look at real quick. And gold cards onto their designated spaces. Yep, that makes sense. And probably want to shuffle there. One more. Shuffle all city tiles and place them face up in 2 equal stacks. All right. Shuffle those a little more. City tiles. There's 8 city tiles. They have named cities on them, so I have to find those. But let's find those. I think they might have been some of the first ones I grabbed. Okay, there's Salvador, Sal Vicente, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. It's all just farms and academy and plantations now. And now we have more academies, more trading posts. There's Villarica, trading post, farm, Belém, Recife, Natal. Okay, so there's all our cities. All right. We're just supposed to put those. Okay, so there's all our cities. And it's cool that they each do have different art on them too. Here, let's zoom in over here so you can see them real quick. There they are. Different artwork on each one. Rio, Sao Paulo, Sal Vicente, and Salvador. All right. And okay, so we take those and we put them on the 2 city piles here. After shuffling, I don't even remember what in term. I mean, I remember what cities are there, but they're shuffled effectively. Okay, shuffle and separate the painting cards into 3 decks according to their frame color. Create a gallery of 6 paintings by drawing the top 2 cards from each deck and placing them face up next to one another. Okay, I'm actually going to move this out so the shadow is no longer there. And we will get our painting cards. So, painting cards. Move all this too. Okay. And we'll just have a little thing going on down here with all these. And there we go. All right, we're set up with that part. And each player receives the player board, monarch board, and 5 military units, 5 palaces, and 2 mansions of one color, as well as 6 products, 1 of each type. Place the products, military units, and palaces on the indicated positions on the player board. Okay, let's do that. So here's my player board. I get each of the types of units. Show me more game. Okay. So this is going to go here. This will go here. This will go here. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know if these colors are actually colorblind friendly or not. I hope they are, but some of them look kind of similar, even as somebody who can see colors well. So those are there, and then I get my military units and my palaces. Palaces go along here, I guess. I see. There are different shapes to these. So there is an order to them. I think let's see here. This one had the mill next to it. This one is going to go here. This one's going to go here. And this one with the rounded top is going to go second. Okay. And then my military units. And okay. So the horse is called a dragoon, of course. And the monarch is the monarch. The archer. Ah, that's what this is. This is an archer. Interesting. It's a hat. I thought it was a little building on fire, but it's an archer hat. And then cannon goes here. All right. And then what do I do with my two little houses here? Is that how I keep track of what I'm doing? Probably. Mansions. Those are my mansions. Oh, those are quite tiny in comparison to the palaces. Tiny little mansions. Okay. So that is that. And with that, we are closer to being ready to go. But tonight I'm just setting up. So feel free to ask any questions if you have questions. I'm just enjoying setting up because my brain is tired. So mansions, products, we did that. Each player receives action tokens and 2 random mission cards for each era. Action tokens and 2 random mission cards for each era. Oh, yep, action tokens. We already got those. So that's the 1, 2, 3 things. So I can return the other ones to the box. I'm assuming. I'm not going to yet. But action tokens 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And there's that. And 2 random mission cards for each era. All right. 2 and 2 and 2. All right. Received all my stuff there. And must keep 1 mission card from each era and place the other at the bottom of the respective deck. Players then pick their monarch. And I already did that. Placing that side of the board face up just to the left of the player board. Okay, so put that on the other side, I've been told. Put it on the other side of my player board. And keep 1 of these mission cards. You know, I'm not even going to look at them because I don't know what they do yet. I don't know how to play the game yet. So I'm just going to keep 1. And this will probably be tomorrow night's thing for me, is figuring out how to play the game. Tonight is just setup. Reveal all capital tiles by flipping them over. Then decide which player will pick one first. Well, I think that's been decided for me. Okay, and I got the one that's the first player action. And there's the... Okay. This player chooses a capital, adding the resource depicted on the tile to their personal supply. So I get a, I think this is Brazil wood. Yes, I get a Brazil wood, and I to their personal supply. So I get a Brazil wood. I have a Brazil wood now. I don't think the opponent gets anything in solo. I just know that I can attack them, but I'll put it over there. Remove the top from the map, placing their palace on the hex. Proceed and clock. Okay, so that's all that was. All right. And the player who selected the capital tile with the first player icon starts the game. That's me. That's good. And if you're playing multiplayer, you move along in clockwise order. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you about the player board. We'll talk through that, and then I think I'm going to be done for tonight. Thanks for hanging out if you did at all. But the player board helps players choose their actions and store resources and assets. So, is there a place to store my Brazil wood? That's the question. During setup, each player chooses a player board or is dealt one at random. Each player board comes with at least 2 monarchs of the same color. Players will choose one of these monarchs to use during the game. Each player's 6 products, 5 military units, and 5 palaces are placed on the indicated spots. Hidden cards are kept face up next to the player board, while mission, combat, and gold cards can be kept in the player's hand. So military units are going to go here. Again, we have 2 archers, a monarch, a dragoon, and cannons. Just to go over those again. We have building overviews. Key information about the building available during each of the 3 eras is shown here. Interesting. Okay. So there's sawmills and trading posts is what this says here and here. Cane field and farm. It has VPs. So like these ones are 1, and then the ones on the right are 2. And then we go to 2, 2, 5. Bunch of stuff going on. I don't know completely what's going on there. 2 and 3. So have to basically get ready for the second era to do a good job in this game and have a productive second era. There's a terrain requirement shown there. Production acquired. The cost to build. So going left to right, it's VP earned, production acquired is above that. Cost to build is the cost below it. And then finally, the terrain requirement is just what type of place it can go in. So like this sawmill and trading post can only go in places like this log here. The cane field goes in these open areas. And the gold foundry goes in a place that says gold. Plantation goes in open field. Cities have no requirement, it looks like. I'll have to read about them more. Churches go on anywhere. And academies do too. Okay, maybe. Monarch boards, that's our monarch over here. Come with a pair of monarchs, one on each side, with personality traits that confer unique skills or bonuses to their player. Each player places their chosen monarch to the left of their player board. I don't know why that matters. Maybe they just found people hit them too much over here when they were on the right. Products. 6 products on the spaces indicated by the shape and color. Victory points are shown under each, and the cost to manufacture them is shown below. So like this one takes 2 Brazil wood, this one takes 2 sugarcane, this one takes gold, this one takes 2 cotton, this one takes 2 coffee beans, and this one takes a Brazil wood and a science. Okay. So basically we're making stuff like barrels and linens, sugarcane, assorted goods, fine linen, coffee, and I don't know what that last one is. I'm sure we'll find out. So personal supply, central area of the player board is used as storage. Oh, so just it's abstracted here. You can just put it here. One little Brazil one. Player must place an action token onto one of these spaces in order to perform the action. So that's these. Action arch upgrade. That's shown at the top here, I believe. Oh no, the bottom. Player can place a manufactured product onto one of these spaces to upgrade an action. That's explained later in the game. And then economic period palaces. Place the 5 palaces 2 to 6 on the spaces indicated by their shape. That's over here. When a player completes a mission, they may put one of these palaces onto their building tiles in order to unlock it. So we might only be able to get 3 the whole game out, I guess. And that's all I'm going to do for tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking this out. If you checked it out live, if you check it out later on too, appreciate that. I'm excited to play this. I'm glad I finally opened it up. I'm going to take some time this week and maybe Wednesday night on March 1st, I might be able to stream this. If you can join me, happy gaming, and I will catch you later. Good night.